disappointing performance, disappointing result. We just can't seem to beat these guys, man. We can't. Um, Too many players stealing a living, too many players nicking a wage. But this kind of game just summarizes Spurs. It summarizes what's wrong with the club. Too many people at the club just not good enough. Lack of quality, lack of consistency, lack of real belief. Not good enough. Um, I thought when Kulusevski come on, we looked a lot better. Um, People's going to talk about having Son out and having Richarlison out. It might have made an impact, but we shouldn't have been banking on those kind of. We shouldn't be banking on those two to make us beat a poor Liverpool team at the moment. You know, we should have quality. We should have strength and depth to where we're okay with these things. And that's where I look at Daniel Levy, I look at Paratici, and I look at Conte, because the quality of the squad just isn't good enough. I thought, let me get into people that I thought had decent games. Bentancur, Højbjerg, I thought for what it was worth, they was okay. Basuma had one of his best halves that I've seen. Kulusevski, when he came on, I thought was excellent. Doherty, when he came on, I thought was really good. It's about Sessegnon, I thought was okay. But that's the thing, like, okay is okay, really okay, and that's the problem. I think we as Spurs, we as Spurs fans, we allow too many guys to just be inferior. You know, if you really look at it, they had what, Robbo and Trent, and we had Sessegnon and Emerson. And I don't wanna scapegoat them two, but look at the quality difference, man. And I'm a big listen. I like Sessegnon, and I think Sessegnon's actually been quite good this season. But you get to a point where you say, okay, when is he gonna now push on and elevate? When are we allowed to say, okay, we want better? And I say this because too many Spurs fans over endorse mediocrity. They over endorse average. They get too excited too quick. So when are these fans gonna say, do you know what? No, that's not good enough. Having 10 good games is not good enough. Finishing second is not good enough. When do we start demanding more? And when do we start demanding consistently? This is the problem. That need to be elite, that real need to win, that real desire to be better, to be better every game, to deliver high quality or high standard on the pitch. It's not really there. We as a club, we need to raise the standards. We as fans, we need to raise the standards, because Conte, Paratici, and Daniel Levy, they're quite happy to not raise the standards. Conte wants results, but he's not here to make Spurs better. So we need to try and make Spurs better. We need to demand better. That performance wasn't good enough. Too many guys, once again, only playing in the second half. And now you have to ask, why is this happening? Conte came out and said he doesn't ask the players to do this. Well, clearly that's a lie. Or there's some kind of disingenuous truth to that. Because this is another half. This is another half where we were just slow, we were just sloppy. And it's not good enough, man. It's not. Why are we only playing 45 minutes? It seems like we start games to set up for a draw, to set up to contain, to see how we can break on them, to see what the opponent can do, and then once we've kind of conceded, or the game's kind of like really looking like it's out of reach for us, then we start trying to click into gear, then we start going for it because we know we have to. And that's the problem. Spurs only try to play. Spurs only really do what they need to do when they have to do it. We should be attacking all the time. I'm not one to talk about the football because I get it. Like, I care more about quality. You can be a defensive team, but if you're going to be defensive, just do it with quality. But Spurs don't even do that with quality. We don't even do that. We literally just stay behind the ball and hope that we can counter attack. It's not enough. and spam crosses. That's not enough. The quality in this team, or the quality of this team, is not good enough. And the fans need to start calling it for what it is. Everyone was getting gassed over this window. This window wasn't a good window. Summer window was a disappointment. It was a flop. We got Richarlison, hasn't improved our team. Basuma hasn't really improved our team. Lenglet hasn't improved our team. Who else did we buy? Forster hasn't improved our team. Perisic hasn't really improved our team. People say he has, but I don't think Perisic is much better than Sessegnon, if he's even better. Sorry. We still have Emerson. Why? We still have Lloris. Why? We still have Dyer. Why? We know they're not good enough. These guys have had years upon years to show us that they're not good enough. So why are we backing them? Why do we have fans saying, back Conte, trust the process? This is part of Conte's process. This is what he wants. And before people say, no, he doesn't want that, well, if he didn't want that, then he would have actively made sure that Dyer and Emerson and these other guys weren't in the team. Or he would have been saying to Daniel Levy, get rid of these guys. He didn't do that. He made Dyer a staple piece. We've had Lloris for way too long. We've had Lloris for at least 3 seasons longer than we've needed to. It's not good enough, man. Raise your standards. Start demanding more. Start demanding better. And stop getting sucked into all these premature little runs and premature little good patches and good phases of play that we have. Stop. It's about long term. Yeah? Some of you guys talk about the investment and the business side. Well, cool. Treat it like an investment. Yeah? You don't judge an investment after 6 months. You'll judge an investment after 6 years. That's what you'll do. You wouldn't, if you was going to invest in a company, you would look at the company over 6 years or 10 years. You wouldn't look at it over 6 months, because it doesn't give you, because it's not going to give you it's not going to give you a solid history. It's not going to be able to give you the information you need to know whether this is something viable long term or not. Have the same mindset. The reason I don't go to games and don't get excited and all that stuff is because I'm looking at the long term and I'm thinking about, okay, is this something that I want to invest in long term? Is Emerson really 3 years from now? Where's Emerson going to take Spurs? Is he going to guide Spurs to a league? No, he's not. How many of these guys realistically can actually win a league title? If they was to move, how many of these guys can move to teams that can win league titles and actually be like a pivotal part of that and actually be a reason and put in performances that deliver that kind of outcome? Let's be real. Let's have that conversation. Because when you guys start having that conversation, you guys start holding Spurs to that standard, and you're honest, then we can move forward. Daniel Levy, give him the next 5 years. How many Premier Leagues do you think he's going to have? 10 years. How many Premier Leagues do you think Daniel Levy will have? How many Champions Leagues do you think he'll have? These are the real questions. How many Ballon d'Or winners or Ballon d'Or level players do you think Spurs will have? These are the questions to ask. The next 10 years, who are we going to have that's as good as Mbappe or as good as Neymar or Messi or all these other superstar players? Those are the questions that, as the fans, we should be asking. Not sitting down here making excuses as for why we failed. Ask those questions. When it's all said and done, can Conte, can Paratici, can Levy, can they get us to that level? A lot of these guys at the club, are they that level? The answer is no, they're not. Because if they was, they would be at those level teams. Let's start demanding for that caliber and that standard of player, because we deserve it. We've waited too long. Daniel Levy's had 21 years at Spurs. And in 21 years, he's shown that he can't bring the team to that level. Conte's had how long? Conte's never built a team from scratch to that kind of level. Conte's shown that he doesn't buy good players. By the way, he's shown that he can't really build a team. So why are we asking him to do that? Paratici wasn't good enough. There's a reason Juventus got rid of him. Let's not trophy scout. Let's not league scout. Actually, look at the job he's doing. Again, how many Ballon d'Or level talents have you seen Paratici sign over the last decade? How many top tier players have you heard of Paratici signing over the last decade? It's the same thing. I care about the quality of the manager, the quality of the director of football, the quality of the gym, the quality of the players. Yeah, winning will come when the quality is right. When you have people who's very good at their job, and you've got people who understand football and treat and have football in the highest regards. You will start winning when you have that. Naturally, winning comes off the back of all of that. But we don't have that. Fundamentally, we've still got the same problems as we had 5 years ago. That's why no matter what manager comes in, we have the same conversations. It's the same arguments, same points, same things. We know what to expect. We need new ideas. We need different ideas. We need a different perspective, and the fans need to start having different standards. And once all of that happens, we can move forward as a club. But for now, we're just going to have all these dickheads stuck in the past talking about Alan Sugar, even though that's 2 decades ago and football's completely changed since then. And then you're going to have all those, yeah, you're going to have all them fans who's just got Stockholm syndrome, scared to demand because, oh, what if we're worse and what if we come off looking bad and what if there's a backlash to demanding? It's part of life. That's what greatness is about. Greatness is about demanding elite. You won't be great without doing those things. So stop being scared. Start calling it as it is. Start holding the club accountable. Start holding everybody accountable. And then we can actually move forward as a club. I'm not even going to talk about the game. We know what it is. I'm not going to rant for much longer, man. It's your boy T. Like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever else. And I'm out, man.